Hey guys, my name's Nicole. Welcome to your mat. We're going to be doing some yin and yang this morning. So what this is it's going to be 25 to 30 minutes of a flow. Definitely a more restorative, stretching flow than anything. And then yin is just some deep holds, some deep stretch holds from anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. Just really letting go. So that's our goal here today, is to just really tap in to the body, really connect with our breath, and just let go. Give yourself 60 minutes to just be. Be within the four corners of your mat. Be with you in your heart. Recharge yourself. One thing that you will need later in class is a block. If you do not have a block, then you'll want to get like a really thick blanket or maybe even a pillow, or if you have a bolster will work too. We're gonna place that underneath in between our shoulder blades while we're lying on our back. Suppose that's called fish, and we'll do that when we get to the yin portion at the end of the class. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start simple and easy, finding child's pose. Arms can be outstretched in front of you, palms face down. They can be back behind you, palms face up. You can stack fists, place your forehead on your fist or a block. Just starting right here, starting to connect inwards, starting to deepen the breath. Taking some really deep, long inhales and exhales. Inhaling through the nose, and then opening the mouth wide, exhaling through the mouth, letting everything go. Taking 3 rich breaths right here. Deep, rich inhale. Hold that breath. Exhale, release. 3, 2, 1. Again, inhale, fill up. 1, 2, 3, hold it. Exhale, release. 3, 2, 1. Last time, make this your deepest, richest breath of the day. Inhale, fill up. 1, 2, 3, hold it. Exhale, release. 3, 2, 1. Softly pressing those lips back together, breathing in and out through the nose. This is your yoga breath. Your yoga breath is your teacher. I am just the guide. So if your yoga breath is telling you you need a break, honor your body and take that break that you need. Your body is telling you something, so really hone in and listen to your body. Maybe you set an intention right here before we start our movements. Just breathe. From child's pose, on the next inhale, we'll rise up to a tabletop. Hands come below the shoulders. Knees come below the hips. Spine is long, core is engaged. And right here, we're going to take 4 rounds of cat-cow. So on the inhale, you're going to drop that belly down, lift the tailbone high, gaze goes high, feeling the C-curve in the low back. Exhale, curl that tailbone under, pressing through the mat, feeling separation in the shoulder blades, bringing the chin to the chest. Inhale, hips go back high, gaze goes back high, open your heart. Exhale. And take these as quick or as slow as you want. Working here to warm up the spine. Just breathe. Last one. Meeting back at a neutral spine. Pull that belly button back towards the spine. Really keep that spine long. Core tight. Don't lose your core here. Spread those fingers wide. Curl your tailbone under. Lift your hips high. We meet in a downward facing dog. Maybe here, pedaling out the feet. Right, left, right, left. Shake your head yes. Shake your head no. Again, just breathe. Hips are the highest point on the body. We're making an upside down letter V here. So the spine is long, belly button pulls back towards the spine. We don't want to cram our neck like this. Relax your neck. So maybe shake that head yes and no. Releasing any tension you're holding on to. Biceps are with the ears. Neck is long. If you have really tight hamstrings, maybe keeping a slight bend in the knees until they warm up. Don't worry about pressing your heels all the way down to the mat. You can keep that bend in the knees, heels off the mat. Just breathe. Make sure you're pressing through the hands evenly. Take an inhale. And on the exhale, walk up to the top of the mat. Your feet can stay hip width apart. You can bring them to the outsides of your mat. Take a bend in the knees. Relax the neck. Grab for opposite elbows here, shifting the weight side to side. Back and forth. This one's called ragdoll. Just release. Find some stillness at center. If you heel-toed your feet really wide, bring them closer together, hip width distance. Place the left hand to the mat, or if you have a block, you can grab your block, placing that hand to a block. Take a deep into that left knee. Inhale that right hand high. So we want to keep our spine really long here. We want to keep that core tight. Gaze goes up towards those right fingertips. Lift up out of that right shoulder. Wrap behind the low back. Open your heart towards the ceiling here. Reaching for the inside of that left hip. Inhale, right hand high. Exhale, right hand down to a mat or a block. Taking a deep bend in that right knee. Left leg extends. Inhale, left hand high. Stacking shoulders. Gaze goes up towards those left fingertips. Lift up out of that left shoulder and wrap behind the low back. Breathe. Remember, wraps and binds are always optional, so you don't have to take them at all. Inhale, left hand high. Exhale, left hand down to the mat. Heel toe your feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. Belly button pulls back towards the spine. We've got a nice long spine here. Shoulders relax down away from the ears. Exhale, lead with the heart. Forward fold, taking a micro bend in the knees. Remember, we're just warming up right now. Inhale, root to rise. Hands meet up above the head. Big stretch up. Exhale, lead with the heart. Forward fold, all the way down. Let the head hang heavy. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. Hands come up overhead, sideways. Big stretch up. Exhale, arms down by the side. Still gazing up, interlace the hands behind the low back. Open the heart, pull the knuckles down towards the mat. Relax your neck. Taking a slight back bend here. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, forward fold, release that bind. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands meet the mat. We're going to step our left foot back. Right hand is framed with the, right foot is framed with the hands here. We're just going to shift that weight side to side, back and forth in our low lunge. Just breathe here. Drop the left knee down, uncurl the left toes. Inhale, hands up overhead. Bring the palms together, lifting up out of the waist. Press the hips forward, backward bend. Open up your heart. Inhale, come back to center. Hands come down to the mat. Lengthen out that right leg. Working to bring the forehead to the knee here. And it's okay if you have to bend that right knee. Bend it as much as you need to. We're still warming up the body. You'll be able to use that breath to lengthen that right knee back out. But just be gentle here. Remember to breathe. On the inhale, we're going to bring it back to center. Our right toes point to the outside corner of our mat. So the right corner of our mat. Hands come inside the feet here. And we're just going to press those hips forward. So this is lizard lunge. And you are free to stay right here. However, if your hips are warm or you're feeling good today, you can drop down to the forearm here, that left forearm. Elbow is below the shoulder here. If you'd like even more, you can come to the outside of that right foot, pressing the right hip open, opening the heart towards the ceiling, gaze goes high. Breathe. When you're ready, circle back to center. Right hand places down to the mat. Bring the right toes back to center. Curl the left toes under. Step the right foot back. Meet in a downward facing dog. Pedaling out those feet, right, left, right, left. Making any adjustments you may need to make here. Again, just warming up. Inhale. Exhale, walk to the top of the mat. Heels and toes come together. Inhale, halfway lifts. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. Hands come up overhead, sideways. Big stretch up. Exhale, lead with the heart. Forward fold. All the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. Hands come up overhead, sideways. Big stretch up. Release the arms down by the side. Interlace the hands behind the low back. Leave that heart open. Pull the knuckles down towards the mat here. Inhale, chin comes back to center. Release that bind. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands meet the mat. Step that right foot back. Keep that left ankle and left knee stacked. We're going to shift that weight side to side, back and forth. Open the hips here. Breathe. When you're ready, drop that right knee down, uncurl the right toes. Rise up, hands come up overhead. Palms come together, press the hips forward, take a back bend here. Open your heart. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, hands meet the mat. Lengthen out that left knee. Half splits. Modified pyramid pose. Remember to breathe. We're working to eventually have the forehead to knee connection. If it's not happening today, that's okay. You're working with your body. And sometimes flexibility on either side is a little bit different. We work to even it out, but it's probably never going to be perfect. It's always a journey, though. And that's one thing you have to remember about yoga, is that it's a journey. It's never a destination. And each day on your mat is going to be different than the day before. Balance is different. Flexibility is different. Your breath is different. So just work with your body where you're at. Inhale, come back to center. Heel toe. That left foot open. Coming to that lizard lunge, pressing the hips forward. If you'd like, come down to that right elbow, that right forearm. Roll the weight to the outside of the left foot, so the outside edge. Press that left hip forward. Gaze goes high. Breathe. Inhale, come back to center. Left hand comes to the inside of that left foot. Curl the right toe under. Step that left foot back. Downward facing dog. Pedaling out the feet, right, left, right, left. Shaking the head yes. Shaking the head no. Come up on the toes, drop down to the knees. Find child's pose. If you need a drink of water or you just need a break, right here is a really great place to check in with the body. Checking in with the mind, checking in with the breath. Seeing how you feel. Noticing how that breath is moving through the body. Should have done that before I started, sorry. Inhale, rising back up to that tabletop. Palms come below the shoulders. Take 3 rounds of cat-cow. Just noticing how much more open your heart is, how much more space you have through that backside body. Again, taking these as quickly or slowly as you'd like. If you need any other movements, maybe hip circles serve you. That's perfect. Curl the toes under, sit the hips back to the heels. Shift that weight from side to side, stretching out the balls of the feet here. If you want that wrist stretch, walk those hands back towards the knees. Flip the hands back towards the knees here. Shift that weight side to side. Back and forth. Coming back out of the stretch. Placing the palms back to the mat. Uncurl the toes. Tap the tops of the feet into the mat. Sitting the hips back to the heels. Bringing the left hand, the left middle finger and thumb around that right wrist and just circling it out, getting that fluid moving here. Getting those cracks out. Remember that your wrist moves in all directions here, not just forward and back. It moves in a circular motion. Switching sides if you haven't already. Still breathing here. The most important part of yoga is the breath. Really connecting inward. Maybe making some neck circles here, bringing the palms to the thighs. Rolling that neck around just nice and gently. Sitting up tall here, take an inhale, hands up overhead, sideways. Exhale, arms down by the side. One more time, inhale, hands up overhead, sideways. Exhale, arms down by the side. Coming back out to that tabletop. We'll move into a downward facing dog. Inhale, left toes high. Point the toes, find length. Then on the exhale, step the left foot through. Spin that right heel down to a 45-degree angle. Left hand inside left foot, right hand high. Stack the shoulders. If you'd like a wrap or a bind, bring that right hand back behind the back. Keeping the shoulders stacked here if you want that bind. Reaching for fingertips, keeping the heart open. Releasing that bind. Rising up. Warrior 2 on the left. Just very briefly here. Straighten out that left leg. Pigeon toe. The toes to where they're parallel here. Shoulders are stacked above the hips. Inhale, lift up out of the waist. Exhale, forward fold. Grabbing for outsides of feet, outsides of ankles, keeping that spine long, pulling the crown of the head down towards the mat. Hips are high here. Breathe. Rising up halfway. Engage that core, belly button back towards the spine. Inhale, rise all the way back up. Point the right toes towards the back of the mat. Sitting low, warrior 2. We're going to spin up on our left toe, sitting the hips low. Hands come up overhead, sideways. Big stretch up. Hands come down through heart center. Left hand goes out in front. Right hand goes back behind us. Bringing the right hand down towards that left thigh. Left hand high, exalted warrior. Energy shooting up through those fingertips. Nice and strong here. Feeling that stretch through the hips. Sitting low. Coming back through center. Hands come down to heart center. Framing that right foot. Press that weight through that right foot. Left heel in line with the hip. You can rise up halfway if you'd like. And if you fall out, it's okay. Breathing here. Hands come down to the mat. Point the right or left toes high. Standing splits. Bringing the left foot down to the mat. And inhale, hands up overhead, sideways. Sit the hips low for chair pose. Exhale, swing those arms back. Airplane wings, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Inhale, hands up overhead, sideways. Sitting low, core in tight. On the exhale, sit those hips all the way down to the mat. Lie down on the back here. Hugging into a ball here. You can grab for opposite hands, opposite wrists, opposite elbows, rolling around on the spine here. Pulling the toes. Pulling the knees into the armpits here, grabbing for those two big toes. Happy baby here. Keeping that right foot in tight. Left leg goes long. Hugging in. Breathe. Bringing left knee back in. Hugging both knees in tight. Rocking and rolling to a seated position. Inhale, hands up overhead, sideways. Exhale, arms down by the side. Inhale, hands up overhead, sideways. Exhale, bring the hands down in front of you. Coming back up to your tabletop position. Curling your toes under, lifting your hips high. Downward facing dog. Pedaling out those feet. Right, left, right, left. Shaking the head, yes. Shaking the head, no. Whatever feels good for you here. Inhale, right toes high. Point the toes, find that length. Exhale, step right foot through to right thumb. Spin that left heel down. Right hand inside right foot. Left hand high. Wrap that left hand behind the low back. Stack the shoulders if you want that bind. Reaching back for those left fingertips. Opening the heart. Spine is long. Releasing back to that side angle. Rising up. Warrior two. Straightening that right leg out, pigeon to the toes to where they're parallel. Lift up out of the waist, exhale, forward fold. Grabbing for the outsides of feet, outsides of ankles. Breathe. releasing the bind. Arms out wide, airplane wings. Rise up halfway, belly button back to spine. Inhale, rise all the way up. Turn those left toes towards the front of the mat. Sit low. Warrior two. Spinning up on those right toes. Hands come up overhead. Nice crescent lunge here. Energy shoots through those fingertips. Bring the palms together, bring them down through heart center here. Right arm out front, left arm out back. Drop the left hand to the right thigh, right hand high. Exalted warrior. Energy shoots through those fingertips. Gaze can go up. Sitting low through the lunge. Feeling the stretch in the hip. Inhale, bring it back to center. Bring those hands back through heart center here. Bring the hands to the mat. Pressing through that heel. Right heel in line with the hip. You can float those fingertips and stay here. You can bring them back for airplane wings. Balance is different on both sides all the time. Folding forward. Hands meet the mat. Left toes go high. I'm sorry, right toes go high. Bringing the right foot to meet the left. Inhale, rise up. Sitting low for chair pose. Exhale, swing those arms back. Interlace the hands behind the low back. Opening up the heart. Inhale, hands up overhead. Still sitting low, core is tight. On the exhale, set those hips all the way down to the mat. Rolling down to the back here. Grabbing for opposite wrists, opposite elbows. Hugging in tight. Rolling around on the spine here. Connecting back with the breath. Grabbing for the big toes, pulling the knees back into the armpits. Happy baby. Again, you can roll around on the spine. You can stay stationary if you'd like. Release that left heel to the mat. Pulling that left knee in tight. Bring the right knee back in. Happy baby. Hug it in really tight again. Rock and roll back up. Find that seated position. Inhale, hands up overhead. Exhale, arms down by the side. Inhale, hands come up overhead. Bring those hands down through heart center. Take a bow to your practice here. Bring the hands to the mat. We're going to move into our yin portion of the class. I will demonstrate each pose and different modifications that you can take, but I will mostly be talking through them and then leaving some space for quiet. So wherever you're at, whenever you're ready, lie down on the mat, finding your belly, making yourself comfortable. The first one we're going to do is called half frog. It is one of my all-time favorite yoga poses. We'll hold this for 3 minutes on each side. So, to get started right here, on the inhale, bring that right knee up in line with the right hip. So your palms can be below your forehead. You can turn your neck one way or the other if you'd like. Just remember to breathe. Or you can bring those arms out to a T or down by the side. This practice right here is all about disconnecting to everything else around you and connecting with your breath. Disengage all those muscles. Disengage the glutes. Disengage your mind. Just be. A lot of times this is something really hard for us to do, is to just completely disconnect. Completely disengage. Another modification or another advancement that you can make to have frog pose is you can bring a block. If you have two, that's ideal. But if not, just bring one right below the knee, onto the shin, just enhancing that stretch even more. And you may not feel much here, and that's okay. We're tapping into that myofascial tissue. We're tapping in to our body's natural medicine cabinet. We're just letting everything be. You still have about another minute right here in frog pose, and then we'll switch sides to the left side. Balancing everything back out. Connecting back with your breath. So stay right here and just breathe. And remember that when we switch to the left side, it may be different than the right, and that's okay. On the next inhale, bring that right knee back to center. Maybe you windshield wiper out those legs. Releasing that pressure from the hips. Lengthen the legs back out. Right leg stays long. Bring the left knee up in line with the hip. Again, I'll demonstrate on this side. Taking the arms in whatever way is comfortable. If you like the block, use the block. If you don't like the block, maybe you skip it this time. That's okay. This practice is for you. Just finding stillness, connecting back with your breath. Stay here and breathe. Letting everything go. Letting the stress of the world that's around us go. Letting the to-do list go. Stay right here. You've got about another 2 minutes on this side just to connect. Staying present with your body. Staying present with your breath. moving very slowly in and out of poses, slowing that heart rate down, disengaging all of the muscles, and really just tapping into the every fiber of that myofascial tissue. Again, just breathe. Got about 30 more seconds here. If these poses are uncomfortable, you are free to come out early. You are free to skip them and do something that you need to do for your body. Maybe you close the eyes down and tap into a deeper meditation. That's okay. This is also a really good place to work on that breathing. Really deep, long, rich inhales and even exhales. Just letting go. Extend that left leg long on the next inhale. Windshield wiper out the legs here. Extend the legs back long. And then whenever you're ready, just nice and slowly from that reverse shavasana, from the belly, pressing the hips back, finding child's pose. And maybe this time, to support the belly and the chest and the heart even more, maybe you bring those knees closer together. Maybe you bring the arms down by the side. If you have a block or a blanket, maybe you place that below your forehead, just neutralizing that spine a little bit more. Doing whatever you need to do here to just let go. We'll be here for a couple of minutes here, just connecting back with the breath, connecting back with your body. Enjoying the silence in the body, the silence in your surrounding, the silence in your mind. Just connecting. And about another minute right here. Again, if child's pose is not comfortable, if you're not able to just let go, coming out of the pose carefully and slowly, honor your body. Bringing your palms back below the shoulders. Slowly, carefully, and gently press the upper body back up, using little to no effort through the hands and the arms, just slowly rising. Inhale, the hands come up overhead sideways. On the exhale, bring them down to heart center. Just nice and slow. Inhale, hands come back up overhead sideways. Exhale, hands come back down through heart center. Slowly, slowly, slowly turning over on your back. This is where you're going to want that block or that blanket or whatever you're going to use to support your spine here for supported fish. Demonstrating this one. The legs are out long. This is a heart opener. You can bring, your block has 3 levels, the low, the medium, or the high. And I'm going to recommend sticking with the low one or the medium one. Bringing that block in between your shoulder blades here. Slowly laying back. And you may need to adjust whenever you get there, but just letting that head fall back. Arms come down by the sides. And we just breathe. If you need something underneath your head, if you have an extra pillow or block or blankets or anything else nearby, you can always use that and place it below your head. Staying right here. Honoring your practice. Finding that stillness. Finding that peace. We'll stay here for a little bit longer than we did the first couple of poses. Remembering to not forget to breathe. The breath is so important in yoga. Just let your heart open. Let those shoulder blades melt down the sides of the block or your blanket. Opening up that heart here. Make sure to really disengage that lower body. Let gravity pull you into the earth. Remember that the earth is holding you up, so just let go. You're not going anywhere. Soaking up all of the amazing, incredible benefits that you are doing for your body by completely disengaging, completely connecting back with the breath, connecting back with your hearts. and giving your body that rest and relaxation that it craves. One more minute here. Slowly, carefully remove the block from out underneath your back, and then just melt into your mat in that Shavasana. Lying down on the back, arms down by the sides, heels and toes flop open. Again, just letting go, melting into the mat. Take a deep, rich inhale, filling up completely. And then a loud, open mouth exhale. Letting it all go, sinking deeper into your mat. Just coming back to that breath. Coming back to the body. The last pose that we will take today is a supine butterfly. Lying down on your back, your heels and toes come together, so the soles of your feet are touching, and you're just going to let those knees fall open. So you can take those feet in as close or as wide as you'd like. Maybe you spend the first minute or so just kind of playing with it and seeing what feels good. This is the pose that we will hold the longest. And I'll tell you the reason why I hold this one the longest. So you can bring your hands, one to your heart, one to your stomach, and you can notice how that breath is moving throughout the body. You can bring those arms down by the side. If you need support under either knee, maybe you bring the block and just place it right below the knee. Or if you have blankets on either side of you, place those below the knees. Just allowing everything to open up. Staying right here. Connecting. Just letting it go. Staying right here in supine butterfly. Connecting back with your breath, connecting back with your body. I hold this pose the most because we tend to hold the most stress, the most emotion, the most anxiety through our hips, and we never open them up enough to let it go. So I use this time and I use the breath to just let it go. So on an inhale, put any thoughts, any emotions that don't serve you in this bubble. And then on the exhale, open them mouth wide, letting it go, sending that bubble away. And then on the next inhale, breathe in peace. And on the next exhale, send out love. On the next inhale, breathe in health. On the next exhale, breathe out vitality. Just bringing in positivity, sending positivity away. And maybe here, you close those eyes down, not falling asleep, staying conscious, but moving deeper into your meditative state, moving deeper into your body, moving deeper into your breath, opening up those hips even more, just completely melting. If you would like to stay here and hold this pose even longer, it's highly encouraged. I love to hold this pose anywhere from 8 to 10 minutes, just allowing everything to go. But on the next inhale, we're going to send our legs long, meeting in our final Shavasana. Again, just completely finding that relaxing state. Melting deeper into our mat. Melting deeper into our meditative states. This time here is for you. For you to recharge you. So many times we forget to give back to ourselves, to let ourselves fill up, to enrich our own lives, because we're too busy trying to enrich in others. We're too busy trying to fill others up and make others feel better that we forget to just connect with ourselves and fill ourselves up first. Wherever there's another human being is another opportunity for an act of kindness. And right now, in these times, we need a lot more kindness in the world. We need a lot more love in the world. But it starts with you, and it starts with filling yourself back up first. Take the time that you need for you. Don't rush to be at somebody else's side when you are running on empty. When you are ready, roll over to your right side in a fetal position. So curl those knees in, maybe using that right arm to support your head. And then slowly, carefully pressing the body back up to a seated position. On the next inhale, hands come up overhead sideways. Big stretch up. On the next exhale, arms down by the side. Let it go. Inhale, hands come back up overhead sideways. exhale, arms down by your side. Last time, inhale, hands come up overhead sideways. And on the exhale, bring those hands to heart center. From my heart to yours, be the light and let that light shine. Have an amazing, incredible day. Namaste.